Okay, and we are live. So today we're making some spring Oreo treats, and I'm just getting my candy melts ready to be melted. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a base of white to just keep it simple for our base. I'm starting with 30 seconds, and then we have our molds that we'll be using for our Oreos. And today we're going to use the Dirt Cake Oreos that I just reviewed this week in Tasty Tuesday. Okay, and I have some sprinkles. I also have some little other kind of toppings that we'll see how exactly we're going to decorate these once we make our bases. This is our first heating of our melts. Let's give this a stir. Okay, obviously needs some more time. Okay, and I'm getting some other little bowls for some candy melts. Okay, it's getting a little bit more melty. Trying to stir to see how much I can get these to melt, because that'll, of course, we don't want to overheat these. Even if we don't burn them, you can still overheat them too much. Okay, there's only a couple little pieces left. I think I'm gonna do like 15 seconds. Okay. And usually I like to do fillings because I feel like this mold is particularly like deep enough to be able to have an Oreo plus like a caramel or peanut butter ganache or whatever it may be, but I'm just gonna roll with just sticking with the plain Oreos today. So I think we're actually gonna be able to pretty much put them in there like right away. Okay, everything is melted all the way through. There's no little pieces. Hello, thank you for joining, and happy Friday. It's like this week went by so fast. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna pour a little bit into each of our molds. Or into each of our wells of our mold, I should say. Okay, it's not equal amounts, but we're gonna tap that pretty aggressively. Here, I'm gonna tap it off of the parchment paper. I put this on here because sometimes it helps the camera focus a little bit better. But I'm tapping to get those air bubbles out. Is that white chocolate? It is not. It is the white melting wafers. Specifically, I'm using, I cannot talk today, my goodness. I'm using Members Mark brand because that is what I have on hand at the moment. So we're tap, tap, tapping, getting those air bubbles out. Make sure our little nooks and crannies are filled, which I know it's a circle, but you'd be surprised. It can have little air bubbles that kind of just stick. So, okay, I think that is good. And we could take our Oreos. And I usually do the whole well thing, kind of like when I make hot chocolate bombs, or like last week when we were doing, or no, 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Time is passing by so weirdly right now. 2 weeks ago when we made the cake pop, the flour cake pop. But this is a little bit different because we can just press the Oreo right into it. Yeah, this is the dirt cake Oreo. Has like two, if you can see it a little bit, two fillings and little gummy worm sprinkles, as they call them. I'm just gonna press that down a little bit. I don't want to press it too much. I don't like the coating to be too thick, but I also don't want to press it down all the way, or else we're gonna see it when we actually demold. So, trying to find a balance. See, I filled this one quite a bit, so this one's actually going to be able to cover it all the way. I can push this one down just a little bit more, but I might need some melts right there. And our last one. Okay, let's try and give these a little tap tap. I feel like this one can go further. Okay. We're going to just make sure the Oreo is fully covered. Okay, and then we're almost done. Just like that. Easy peasy. Okay, just do one little tap. Actually, I'm gonna set it on my tray first. And then do a little tap tap. You can see some little air bubbles coming up there too. Okay. Oop, a couple of them are coming up. Push it back down. Okay. Almost done. And we're going to put these in the freezer so they set faster. Should only take a few minutes. So I'm going to get some candy melts ready so we can decorate. This is going to be so good. I wish I could eat Oreos. Oh, are you allergic to chocolate or like gluten or something? I know they have gluten-free Oreos. I haven't tried those before. thought about it though, because I do know a couple of gluten-free people. Okay, while we're waiting for those to set, I'm going to get our candy melts ready. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of getting a little piece of black candy melts out. I don't need a ton. And this is stuff I've already used before, so it's kind of funny shaped at the moment because I just melted it down and put it in the bag when I was done with my previous project. But we don't need very much at all for this part. Allergic to peanuts, and they made them in a facility that has peanut. Oh, okay. I got that. And this is so relaxing to watch. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Our Oreos, for anybody just joining, our Oreos are in the freezer, and we're getting our candy melts ready for like our decorations on top. So I'm also just gonna kind of do multiple colors, and we'll see what would do when we're actually decorating it. So I have a pink, and then I have a kind of like pink purple mixture. Or it's like a pink lavender mixture, I should say, because it's a lot lighter. And then we're going to do our lavender. Okay. So we're gonna start to pop these into the freezer. We wanna make sure we have any other kind of stuff on hand that we wanna decorate with. I have these sprinkles that actually have some little roses in them, so I might use those. As well as I have these candy melt decorations. If you saw my halfway to Halloween stuff, I still have a couple of them that I haven't fully shared yet, but have some little butterflies and some bees. So we have a few different decorations to work with today. And also I have these really fun texture sheets that I actually just used for my birthday cake. And that video is coming. It has so much footage to sift through, so it's taking a lot longer than expected. But I have these really fun texture sheets that are kind of like an interesting, what is it called? Like filigree design? There's a name for it, I think. But, and there's also, I bought this like a while back at a small cake shop in town. And there's all these different patterns in here. So I'm thinking, I think I for sure want to do the roses. I guess I'm on a rose kick right now. Okay, so we have our little roses there. You can kind of see it. And one side is obviously a lot more bumpy, and the other side is like slightly more flat. So we want our bumpy side up when you, that's the technical term for it, of course, when you do the candy melts. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm going to start to pop these in the microwave so they're ready when our Oreos come out. So let's do, I think I'm going to wait on, the black is just kind of like a little accent detail, and I'm going to set that to the side for right now. So we're heating our pastel colors. So 30 seconds to start, and let's get the orange out, check them in. Yeah. Those feel nice and solid because we don't have any fillings or anything like that, so these are good to go. Okay, so we just pop them right out, and from tapping the container or the mold on the counter, it doesn't have any little divots, maybe like one itty bitty one right there, but you can barely tell. So that is why we tap. Just gonna pop all these out so that we are good. See, this one I pressed a little bit too close. Same with the last one. So, but if we're gonna cover them up with some candy melts, then that'll be fine. Okay, most of them I didn't press down too far, but that's the only reason I don't like doing that. And I usually do the method that I use for like cake pops and hot chocolate bombs, like I mentioned. There are some molds I think where it kind of like helps you, like a guide for that kind of stuff, but also the special like limited edition flavors are always like the double cream ones, so they're different than like a standard Oreo. They're slightly thicker. Okay, let's get that out of here. And I'm gonna grab my tray so that these are not in my way while I'm working on individual designs. Okay, well actually we'll leave one out. Okay, let's get on our candy melts to check them. I tried the new Starburst Sparkling Ice. Yay, what'd you think about it? And did you try, which flavor did you try? I'm curious. Okay, so we have our lavender, which is only just started to melt a little bit, but I want to try and break up these pieces so it'll melt a little bit easier. Okay. And last one. Okay, all three of these go back in. I think I'm gonna do 20 seconds just to be on the safe side because there's not very much candy melts in the bowls. So just to prevent, you know, the possibility of burning them, I do not want to do that. So let's see, I think I'm gonna do a few different patterns or a few different ones with the texture mat. I think that would be really fun. And especially because we could do like plain colors, and then also, ooh, like an ombre would be really pretty. I think that would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get a few of these out. Actually, this is, okay, I'm gonna do the ones where, because we're pushing it on the top of the texture mat, it's gonna cover the top, so this one got a weird little groove in it. The ones where I can kind of see the Oreos more, we're gonna do those for sure on the texture mat and save like a couple of the plain ones that are more covered on top, because we're not gonna put anything on top of those ones. I had the red and it's amazing. Oh, so yeah, the cherry one, that's cool. Nice. I didn't try the orange or the lemon personally. I don't get as excited about those ones in terms of like the Starburst flavors. Okay, once again, we're doing a little mixing here. Still a couple little pieces that are being stubborn. Let's try this one. I need to heat these a little bit longer at least. Oops. It's so weird how the one with more candy melts has melted more than the other two. Just stirring the heat around to finish melting everything. I think that looks pretty good. These just need like 5 to 10 seconds. Not very much, but enough to finish melting them. Woo, not that time. Accidentally pushed 1 minute and 10 seconds. Those would have been fried. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 different ones, but we have plenty of space on our mat here. Let me grab our candy melts out. Okay, that looks good. Last but not least, we got pink. Awesome, okay. So we are going to, like I said, just do a little bit. We want it thick enough where when we press our Oreo down, it's not going to, here, let me lower this so it get a little bit closer. So we want it thick enough, not to be like overly thick or kind of weird, but enough where we're not going to see the Oreo underneath it. We want to see the pattern, but obviously not have it too thick. So it's kind of finding the right balance, basically. So we're going to do pink right here, kind of make it into a little circle. And then we're going to do, kind of get it to settle. I'm going to do the other ones, at least the other plain ones, right here. I want to make sure we do these before they set as well. That's very important. I think I need a little bit more pink back here. Okay, so let's do a little tap, tap, tap. Okay, we're going to, I feel like it needs just a little bit more. I don't want it to go too far over the sides or anything, but I really don't want to put too little on here. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, so now we're going to press our Oreo. Just gently. I'm just trying to make sure that it is just completely covering the top of it. It can go over like a little bit. We could also actually melt the top of these lightly and push it right on top, but I wanted to do just a plain base and then do the colors with these. We don't even need to press it that much because the weight of the cookie itself is pressing down enough. I just want to make sure I kind of center them. I think I did too much with this one. Oh wait, no. I'll try and slide it over this way. Okay. And then for the last one, I'm going to do, what are you making? I'm confused on what you're making. So these are just covered Oreos. So I had a mold that I put the vanilla melts in, press the Oreo into it. If you want to check out the replay to see the first part of it, this will be up later. But we're doing basically like spring Oreo treats. So Oreo puck or chocolate covered Oreo, whatever you want to call it. Just some simple, fun, springy treats. And now we're going to do, this is gonna be a little bit tricky, but we'll see if this works out. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pink. And then a little bit of our mixture of pink and lavender. And a little bit of lavender. Showing kind of like a pretty ombre effect here, but I think I need to add, it's hard to tell when I don't do the circles, but add a little bit more there. For sure, some more pink. A little bit more of our mix. Okay, and then let's press that gently on. I'm hoping, oop, touch that top part. Okay, slide it this way a little bit. Like I said, I don't even need to press down because the weight of it is enough. So, and if the outside, I can't talk today, oh my God. The outside part is annoying enough, we can like either break it off or use a knife to cut it. But I'm thinking that's gonna be good. Okay, so these need to set for a little while. So we're gonna put these off to the side because I don't even wanna like try to transfer these to a small sheet pan or anything like that because I don't want them to move around. So I'm just going to shift them over here. Hopefully the counter should be cool enough to kind of help them start to set. In the meantime, we are going to decorate one with a little cute bumblebee. I'm gonna get my spoons out of my melts because it's just a pain in the butt to try and get them out of there once they have set. We can set these off to the side. I don't think we're going to be using them for anything else today. I'm going to melt the little bit of black melts here. I'm going to do 20 seconds just because it's such a small piece. We'll probably need more time, just that's the nature of them. But and I would love to try. Yay! Is it melted white chocolate with food coloring? This stuff it's not white chocolate, it's kind of similar, but it's white melting wafers, which is kind of like an easier, already tempered version of white chocolate. It doesn't taste exactly the same, but it's definitely easier than having to temper your own white chocolate. So that's what I'm using for those. And yes, I added oil-based, specifically food coloring. So you want to make sure it's oil-based. If it is water-based, then it is going to make the candy melt seize, and that's not fun because you gotta just toss them. There's no saving them at that point. So oil-based food coloring and the white melting wafers. And hello, thank you for joining. All right, let's check on our black melts here, see how they're doing. Got a little bit of melting starting. Of course, definitely need more time. I'm gonna go 15 seconds. Just doing shorter increments because it's such a small amount. And then I'm also grabbing my food brush. Super duper tiny and really, really thin and pointy is what we're looking for with that one. Oh, sweet. Do you make them for your family or do you sell them? Great question. Sometimes I give them to my family. Sometimes we give them to neighbors, family, friends. I don't usually sell things. Like once in a while, I'll sell something to like family, friend. But overall, usually I just give my stuff away. I used to do some selling stuff at one point, kind of like trying it out to see if that's what I wanted to do and all that kind of stuff. And I like the creating side a lot more because it gives me some more flexibility for, kind of playing around with stuff and all that kind of thing. So I definitely have more fun on this side of things. Okay. So we're going to, I can't talk today, my goodness. We're going to add a little bit of candy melts. We could melt the top gently with our, I want to make sure you actually can put that like this. So you have to go by. Okay, thank you so much for joining. You said your mom used to make cake last and it was so much work. Yes, it is, especially like just full-size cakes. And if you want like fillings and there's so much work that goes into it, which I love. And I love doing it for like, especially families' birthdays and stuff, and like kind of customizing it to their flavors and surprising them with it. Because I try something new pretty much every time. So they're kind of like, I experiment on my family in a way, but they benefit from it. She can make all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely easy to develop like a whole range of skills when you have a lot of cake experience. So you can do lots of cool stuff with it. I lost track of what I was going to say. But thank you for the question, though. That's a great question. So I sometimes will melt the top and then just be able to like pop the little decoration on. But because I want to be able to paint that on right away, then I'm just going to use a little bit of that to glue our little bee. But I'm going to do it kind of up and maybe a little bit off. Let's figure out the placement first. Maybe like that, where it's mostly on, but just a little bit off. And then we're going to use this as like the little bee trail, like how it's been flying. I'm thinking like this. We're going to go with that. Sorry. Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. That was a good question. It's Friday. My mind just wandered. Let's see, let's add a little bit of our melts. I'm going to add it to the back of our bee here. Now, I love when you guys ask questions, so please feel free to do so. I just felt like I was going to say something else, and then I was like, wait a second. Okay, let's add our little bee. Right there. Press it down, make sure it sticks. How long have you been doing it for? Another great question. Thank you. I have been making treat stuff since, I feel like I've always had an interest in it because I used to help my mom mostly just with adding sprinkles to her Christmas cookies, like back when I was, very little. Even now, I still help her with the sprinkle part. But I've always had like an interest in that. And then after college, college was very intense because I was a chemistry major that concentrated in forensics and also minored in music. So there was a lot going on, and I also had a part-time job. So it was a lot, and I kind of took a little bit of a break and then just started kind of baking while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And that kind of spiraled into making some things for, it was like through word of mouth, family, friends, all that kind of stuff. And then realized I wasn't super happy with that just because I was very stressed out all the time, and then thought about the fact that I could do content creation. And finally, actually, because of COVID, there was a challenge going on, and one of the YouTube channels, Think Media, was doing a YouTube challenge, and I decided to join that. It was a 7-day thing where they were doing classes and talking about how you could do all that kind of stuff. And the third day was post your first video. I had never even made a channel. So that's actually how this channel got started, was during that challenge. And then I have been making videos ever since. So we're just using the candy melts to draw these little lines. What is your favorite thing to make? Ooh, that is a tough question. I feel like I go through phases of what I'm interested in. And so like at certain points, like I feel like especially around the holidays, I get very into cookies, of course, because growing up with my mom making cookies all the time for holidays. I think I'm gonna do a little swoopy here. So I feel like it depends on the time of year. It depends on, I guess, just how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm more into making cupcakes. Sometimes more into cake stuff. Other times just no bake only, especially during summer when it's hot. No bake, a lot of no bake during that period. And then, of course, hot chocolate bombs were one of the first things that I had that really did well on my channel. And so I have a fondness for those as well. So I feel like, yeah, it's not a great answer, but it kind of depends on my mood, weirdly. And just kind of what I'm into at the moment, or what I'm inspired by. If I've seen someone, make something and then it kind of sparks an idea, then that also sometimes is what I get really excited about. I hope that's like it's like a really long-winded way of answering a question, but I hope that answered it. My apologies if my throat is scratchy today. The allergies are kicking my butt. I think I'm gonna go down again. Almost done. I think that's just such a simple and cute way of doing a spring cookie pop, or a cookie, any kind of cookie treat like this. Just a little bee and a little flight path, basically. And clean that up a little bit. Okay, I think that's cute. I'm gonna call that good. We're done with our melts. And let me I'm gonna spray a little bit of glitter. So cute. Love it. Okay. So let's see. Before, I think I saw something in the chat, but let me get caught up over here. I want to make sure these are fully set first. So I'm going to pop them on the tray and put them in the freezer just for like a minute. I want to make sure that they are actually fully set. Carefully transferring. Okay. Okay, let's let that set for like a minute before I pop them off. Have you ever made NYC cookies? I don't think so. What are NYC cookies? And then you said your sister used to make them and they were so good. I don't know that I have. But let me know in the chat what they are exactly, because I just might be blanking. And what was the first thing you made and did you like it? Ooh, good question. In terms of things I made from scratch, because I did make a friend a cake in college, but it was like, at that point it was store-bought cake mix. It was, I had just had a kick of watching, what was it, Cake Boss for the first time, and I felt inspired to try something. And, but it was like, it wasn't great. And also I used way too much food coloring, because I didn't know that the two colors, red and black, that I was using were the ones that are like the hardest to get, things dyed. So, yeah, that was fun. She appreciated it though, but, yeah, it was, I had to call. In terms of, let's see, things from scratch, I really started making, weirdly enough, one of the more challenging things, macarons. I knew some people who either liked them or are gluten-free. And so I decided to start making them just kind of casually a little bit, and started playing around with some flavors, like some fun fillings, not just buttercream, or just ganache. Like I like to combine flavors. So I would say really one of the first things I started making in terms of this particular journey is macarons. And which weirdly enough, they still, even though I made them quite a bit for a period of time, I could not, they still had hollow feet, like more than 50% of the time. So those ones, I haven't gone back to them for a while, but I have multiple people that are like, when you do, I'm on your list of people to give them to. So I need to make those soon. It's probably been like, oh my gosh, I think it's been like 2 years since the last time I tried them. But yeah, so those, and then I like pretty soon into that, I had like a bunch of buttercream left, and I was like, I could make a cake. And that kind of weirdly enough started my cake journey. And then it just kind of been snowballing from there ever since. And like I said, for a period of time, I was doing like family and friends and stuff like that with ordering, just through word of mouth to kind of try that out. And like I said, it was kind of like taking the fun away from it for me. So that's why I love doing this with you guys, like doing the lives and tutorial and shorts and all that kind of stuff. I have a lot more fun and enjoyment, and I feel like my creativity is a lot better when I do like this kind of stuff. So again, long-winded, but they're big chunky cookies that people call New York City cookies. Okay, I'll need to look those up because maybe I haven't tried those. Wow, they are hard to make. Yes, very, very hard. Your phone is about to die. Oh no, my phone, right before the live, I was about to hop on, and then I was like, oh crap, my phone is, I always try to make sure it's fully charged, and last night I forgot to charge it, so I had like 20%. But luckily I grabbed that charger, which I think was a good decision, so I don't feel like we'd be still on here. Okay, these are definitely set now. Okay, so we're just going to pop them right off. And see, it's so pretty. Love it. And it does overhang a bit. Like I said, you could kind of clean that up if you really, really want to, but I think it looks nice. And they just come off really, really easily. There's our lavender. Here is our mix. And then this one I feel like is going to be a really funky shape on top, but oh, it's kind of pretty. Break off that little piece right there. Nice. Okay. Get the texture mat out of the way. Where do you get the melts from? Good question. I usually get them on sale, or not on sale, but during the fall. Sam's Club specifically they used to have Ghirardelli, which I'm kind of bummed that they don't have them anymore, but now they have their brand. So I decided to try those this year, and they work pretty well. In terms of flavor, I'm not as excited about them, so I have my eye on a small business that I would like to try out after I'm done with these ones, and it's called Stover and Company. There's a lot of baking content creators that use their stuff and are supposed to be really good. So yeah, if you can do Ghirardelli, but I always specifically try and go for, if I can find like obviously a balance of good stuff but also good price. So because they can get very pricey depending on where you buy them from. So I always kind of like look out for that. OMG, so pretty. I know, it's so fun. And we can also, of course, we're gonna add some glitter to these because it's just gonna be even better. And I think I want to add, let's see. Can either add a bee. That might be cute. I might add the bee. And then, I don't know, maybe on like one of these ones I can add a butterfly. I think I like the better, could go like that. We're gonna do that. Okay. I decided. Let's see. And like I said, it's kind of a funky shape and it's a little bit bigger, but we're trying something a little bit different. I could have definitely like tried to blend it a little bit, but they were setting kind of fast and I didn't think that was gonna work this time. Do they do different flavors or do you food color them? Great question. If you want to color them, like I said, specifically used oil-based colors. Unfortunately, I do not have those on hand out here with me at the moment. They're in my office. But you can also use these. I've used these multiple times before for lives and other like content stuff. These are powdered food colorings and they actually glow under black light, which is super fun, but it's food safe. And so these can also be used to dye these melts. They just look a bit more neon. So sometimes I save these for summer because they look really bright and vibrant for that time. And so if you use oil-based color or powder color, and then in terms of flavoring them, these are just vanilla flavored ones, but you can, again, if you can find oil-based, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on words right now. If you can find oil-based flavoring. So instead of like extracts, like if you know McCormick extract, I use those for, cakes, cookies, whatever, but those are water-based. Those will make your melt seize up very, very quickly. So while I'm talking, I'm gonna start to melt this. But those will make your melt seize up, and once again, you won't be able to use them. They have to get tossed because there is no salvaging them at that point. Yeah. So you want to get oil-based food flavoring type stuff or possibly powder flavoring, but I'm trying to test that out a little bit and it kind of seems like it makes it so that the candy melts won't set as firmly. Let's see, sorry for all the questions. No worries. I love when you guys pop questions in the chat and it's just, instead of me talking to myself, I can answer questions. So I heavily appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put them like right there so you can still see pink. And this one kind of, just a cute little accent to kind of do a little bit of something more to it. And I'm melting down some melts because I don't want to use my torch on these ones, of course, because that'll start to melt them and we do not want to do that. Okay, I had those texture mats forever and I'd only used them maybe once or twice. And so finally I just took them out recently. I was like, you know what? These are actually really cute for spring. So we're going to play with these. Okay, so once again, we're going to add some melts to the bottom of our bee. Okay, let's go right here. And I made these candy melt bees and butterflies, like I said last week, for some fun cake pop bar content. If you saw the halfway to Halloween stuff I posted, which I feel like, I don't know, it's not for everybody, but I've had ideas of trying different like spooky themed things throughout the year, of course with also regular content, but it just makes me so happy and I like spooky stuff. So maybe I'll do like a spooky take on each season series. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. Okay. And then I'm not going to do the little flight path trail thing on this one because I just want to keep it focused on the roses. Oh my gosh, excuse me for my scratchy voice today. What are they? Candles? No, they're not. These are, I had like an accent for a second. These are little kind of like candy melt covered Oreos. So we did the bases and then we're decorating them on top right here. Yeah, spooky season all year round. That's my sister, of course. I knew that she would approve of that idea. So we're gonna do some more edible glitter spray on these. Perfect. So they're just a little bit sparkly. So fun. And I think that is, we have one more that I guess I might just do another little, maybe one like that or something. But those are our spring cookie treats. What do you guys think? Which one's your favorite? Do you like the plain roses with a little, oop, I moved that. Need a little bit more melts on that one. Whilst I repair this, what do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? And while I'm doing this, if you guys have any last questions, we're almost done with our live for today. As a reminder, make sure to keep an eye out for daily shorts videos. And I have another tutorial coming out very soon, but I just posted one yesterday of making a cake that when I posted a shorts video about it last summer, it went crazy. It has over 2 million views and people were like saying like the funniest, craziest things about how much they wanted to try the cake. So make sure to check out that tutorial video. It's great for Mother's Day, which is already this weekend. Came up so fast, but also for spring, summer, all that kind of fun stuff. They all look cute. Oh, thank you so much. So yeah, make sure to check that. I'll move this a little bit so you can see all of them at once. I'm not going to touch the butterfly until it's done. Let's see. What else? I think that's it. In terms of next week, I believe we're making a spring dessert popcorn. So something that's kind of one of like the more kind of simple, fast ones, but it's perfect for, you know, like a nice kind of sweet popcorn for a game night or movie night or something. So I'm gonna try and make it spring themed. And I think that's it for now. So if there are no more questions, thank you all so much for coming today to the live. The schedule is up if you do want to check ahead to see what kind of stuff we have coming up. And of course, always let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular, because I can for sure work that into either lives or tutorials or especially shorts videos. And yeah. I think that's it for today. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. And I will see you guys very soon. Okay, bye.